Welcome back to another episode of 5 Parsecs from Home by Nordic Weasel Games. When last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had just left the planet Gramercy and are flying back to their home planet of Ferda, which had just gotten relieved by Unity from invasion. Now, this is the first time the crew has actually piloted their own starship, so there was a little bit of trepidation. As you can see, we have our two best pilots in the front there, and we had to roll up a starship travel event. So this is the first time we've gotten to roll up a starship travel event. What we did, we rolled up a distress call, and then we rolled up 4, which means you can rescue a crew member. So there was a distress call, and the team found a crew member from a salvage ship or a wreckage of a ship, and they saved them. I then rolled a 3. Because they gave me D3 credits, so I rolled a 5, and I got 3 credits. And then the crew member was so grateful that they gave the team 2 stills, which are a combat drug that the user gains +1 to hit, but cannot move during this and the next round. So I went ahead and applied those to the team. And the people who will be holding the stills are Lynn Scott, because she has the shell gun and the blast rifle, which both could benefit from it. And then I also gave the other one to Odessa Locke, who has a shotgun and a frag grenade. In case she has to stand there and blast away with her shotgun, this would be very helpful to help to do that. Okay. So upon returning onto their home planet of Ferda, I had to give the crew jobs. They are all out of cash since it cost them 5 of their stash to get the fuel to come home. Vector went off to trade. He ended up trading away some junk for medical reserves. He obtained 2 stim packs and 2 med patches, so those will be useful in the future. Ajax tried to repair a tracker site that was damaged previously and they received. He and Bria Switch worked on some gear. Unfortunately, the tracker site, he failed the roll, so that's destroyed. Bria Switch fixed the frag vest, so that will be utilized by the team now. Ember also went to the trading post, and she found something gently used. Roll once on the gear subsection of the loot table, and it is damaged and needs repair. Well, she rolled a hotshot pack, which is going to be kind of cool. It can only go on blast weapons, so one of these blast rifles is going to be upgraded to +2 damage, which is going to be a really nice weapon to have. Lynn Scott went exploring, and she got herself noticed. If we have any rivals, select one at random. You have to fight them. However, we don't have any rivals on this planet anymore, so she just gains 1 XP. Odessa went to go look for her patrons, and she's rejoining the crew, so Balun Altair probably sent her with 1 job, and then she probably found another job, which she did. So one of the patron jobs is Balun Altair again. We'll see if we take that one. And then Tarek Efnar, he's in the sick bay, so he's just gonna recover this turn. And then Kelsa also went to explore, and once again she rolled and found a trainer character again, gaining 2 XP. Now this turn the crew really got some good upgrades. Vector ended up raising his savvy by 1. His combat's already 3, his speed is already 6, and his toughness is already 5, and he has a 2 reaction, so he's pretty well-rounded. I wanted to give him some savvy so that way, and start raising his savvy so that way if he's on the field they can potentially seize the initiative if anyone else isn't on the field, like Bria, like this turn. Let's see, Ember Tavros, she used a genetic reconfiguring kit, and that gave her an extra 2 XP towards her, so she was able to, doesn't give her an extra 2 XP. What it does is it makes the reaction cost go down to 5, and she had 5 XP, so she used it. And so now she has a reaction 2, so it's another person on the team who can use 2s on the reaction turn. Ajax also increased his savvy. He increased it to 2. Didn't work for the technical role, but he's kind of our gunsmith too, so he may not be the pilot, but he was a starship crew, so he could be the backup pilot. And then let's see, Lynn Scott increased her speed to 6. Speed's one of the low-cost ones, and she had the points, so she did. Let's see, Odessa Locke didn't do anything. Bria Switch did not do any upgrading. Kelsa Winters upgraded her toughness to 4 so she could take a hit a little bit better. And then Tarek, he has 3 XP, but he couldn't spend it on anything. Now, I think I made a mistake here because Bria doesn't show any XP. I'm looking at her. Oh, her Savvy went up to 3. Wow, okay, yeah. So she now has a Savvy 3. So when she's on the field, we're going to have good strategies, but she's also there to repair stuff, and, you know, she's basically my hacker tech. Unfortunately, this turn, she's not going to be joining us because the mission that we chose to take was the patron job, Balun Altair's. This is going to be a continuation of the jobs that he's been sending us to. We're having to go down to a remote jungly area. Now, keep in mind, this planet has all sorts of biodiversity, right? It's not one planet with one biodiversity. They're able to go all over the place here. And where they have to go is deep into the swamps, where he has another one of his research teams. And this research team has not, is still there, but he needs to collect the data. So the ship has to go and find the scientist and make sure that they retrieve the data. So here's the fantastical swamp that we have, and you can see the camp right there in the middle. I actually got that camp just recently from, or most of the pieces there is from Mantic Games, has a terrain crate. A couple of the old other stuff that you've seen, but I thought that was really cool. My youngest daughter just painted it, so she was really excited. So it's kind of like a sack of stuff. There's a little pink duffel bag there, the little chair, got a little barbecue grill here, which is funny, plate of food. Now, I made a mistake. The team is not there. The research team, the team is not there. The team is already back. We're escorting and protecting the scientist to come from this corner right here on the right-hand side up to it and has to get the data and protect. We have to protect that very important individual as they get the data that they can only get while there's a bunch of colonial militia in this area that doesn't like us flying in their airspace, and they weren't aware of this station here, and so now they're coming to harass it, and we gotta fight them off and protect the scientist while we get the information. Okay, and facing our opponents is an interested parties, a colonial militia. They have a panic 1 to 2, enemy speed 5, plus 0 combat skill, but they're toughness 4, so they're decently tough, but not very great at combat. They have a cautious AI. They have military rifles. This guy has a shell gun. This guy has a shotgun. Those are the 2 specialists. Okay, and then we have 3 with military rifles. Actually, we were gonna change that. These 2 have military rifles because they have the long-range looking weapons, and then these ones have pistols, and I have to figure out the pistol that I roll on there, and so you'll see that soon. And then this guy has, he also has military rifle, but also joining them is what I rolled up was a unique individual, a Hakshan investigator. So, because it's an interesting parties, I got a +1 when rolling for unique individuals, and then I got a Hakshan investigator. I didn't know what a Hakshan looked like, so I'm going to say it's this blue guy, and he has a cool weapon that matches what this guy had. So he's enemy speed 4, combat skill 0, toughness 3, so he's not even as good as the guys that he's coming with. He has a defensive AI, but he does have 1 luck, so he has 1 hit point. The key here is he has a plasma rifle, and so that's going to be the decently tough weapon. A plasma rifle is a 20-inch range, 2 shots, +1, focused and piercing. So that's a brutal weapon. If I can find a way to get that weapon, that would be awesome, but I don't think there is a way. I think I read somewhere if you're in combat, or it might be in an older edition, if you're in combat, you can, and you down them in hand-to-hand combat, you can take an item, but I'm not sure. Let's see. So defensive, his AI is he will advance to weapons range but remain on their initial half of the table and will remain in cover or behind terrain whenever possible. Once in position, they'll fire from that position, standing still to aim, and will move to brawl if opponents enter their specific terrain feature and have equal or better combat skill. Well, that's not going to happen because he has less combat skill than my brawlers. If a terrain feature with friendlies has been entered by the player forces, those within adjacent features will move to reinforce. So if someone comes up to him, if someone else has terrain, and someone's entering the terrain to get them, one of his teammates, one of these cowboys here, then he will move to reinforce them. Okay. Now, the colonial militia themselves, to jump back to them, they have a couple. They are an armed militia of this colony, and is the first line of defense and often doubles as law enforcement. Occasionally, the distinction between organized militia, armed criminal gang, and gun-toting lunatics can be deceptively difficult to tell. They have home field advantage. This is their swamp. They always count as being in cover if they're on the third of the table and are not within 12. Okay. Cautious enemies will always attempt to stay in cover, so they're going to be hugging cover. Opponents with figures with opponents in sight and range will remain where they are and take aimed shots. Otherwise, they will advance in or behind terrain features. Trying to establish line of sight to opposing figures. They will attempt to engage targets as close to maximum range as possible, will not advance voluntarily within 12. As a general rule, they do not enter brawling. So none of these guys want to brawl. They just want to shoot us up, and that makes sense. Okay, so this is the terrain setup, or where the enemy are set up. And they set up first. So I put them, since they're cautious, they have to be in groups of 8 inches away from each other, even groups. Now I have an additional, so the leader gets to go with who he wants. This is the short range group. There's the leader, a shotgunner, and a pistoler. This is the mid-range group, which has a military rifle and a pistol. And then this is the long range group, which is a military rifle and a shell gun. So they're going to be dangerous. Now, these red markers here, there to the one in the corner there, that's their home field advantage. So if they're on that side of the third of the table, they will always count as cover, even when there's no cover. So like those guys in the middle there, I can't shoot them in the first turn. They'll have cover. They'll need 6s, so that's going to be a little harder, right? And they're split up so that way I got some firing lanes this way from the long rangers. These guys have more cover, and then these guys are gonna kind of just support in the middle. And then lastly, you can see our guy here. This is where the hiding behind the blue trees. There's our investigator. He's right there. He's gonna advance up to about the edge once he gets some shots, and since he's in cover, he can't be seen, so that's good for him until the firefight probably starts. and then he'll be in cover, and he'll stay there, and he'll aim, and he'll shoot with that devastating weapon, and we'll see how things go. Probably gonna have to hunt him down early. Okay, now here's the heroes setup. So Vector is gonna go left and try to take out the investigator, because that guy seems like the toughest and probably most damaging to the team, maybe. Ajax and Lynn both have toughness 5, and they're both wearing frag vests. So I'm going to put them right in front of the VIP to escort, and hopefully they can be a moving wall for them. And then Ember and Odessa here with their short-range weaponry, because we got a machine pistol and a shotgun, they're going to stay in that area terrain, and they're just going to kind of respond to how things go on the right or on the left. But most likely they're going to probably end up here in cover, overlooking the campsite and getting some good firing positions with their short-range weaponry. So, and then lastly, our bio-enhanced human here, Kelsa Winters, is going to go move up the right flank and try to mess up the shell gun and the other guy. Actually, I might, well, if she wasn't so, didn't have such little toughness, she would have been in the middle instead and had Ajax that way with his long range. But I really need Ajax with his armor and his toughness 5 as a mobile fire base alongside Lynn Scott. So we got a shell gun, a needle rifle, and with armor saves and toughness 5s right there in the middle. Okay, turn 1. Reaction phase. Okay, so we got 2 1s. That's really good, because I really think that Lynn and Ajax are going to use those. I believe, yeah, Ajax and Lynn are going to use those, and they can move themselves into cover, which will be great. And then we will add the token for everybody who has yet to go. That'll be Vector will get to go. Now I rolled 7 dice because we have the VIP with us, and the VIP has a reaction of 1 also. You would think that I would want the VIP to go first, but since she's kind of behind, she's not going to be the closest target, so she's not going to get shot. I like to believe that, but if they're too far into cover, she might get shot. So we will have to check range on that. Okay, so first things first, they're all going to have cover, but I am going to have shots, so I just got to... Ajax is going to take his movement of... Ajax has a movement of 5, and Lynn has a movement of 6, so we're going to go ahead and go with them first. So Lynn is going to go 6 to here. And then she is going to see this group over here and take a shot. Now she needs a 6, but Lynn has a +1 combat, so I need a, with a shell gun, I need to roll a 5. So let's see, shell gun has 2 shots, and I need 5s. So she's going to shoot that front guy there and hopefully drop a shell grenade on them. I just want to check the angle, make sure there's no cover. Well, it doesn't matter, they get covered, right? But she does have a shot. And the range is 20, so she has range. Okay, so let's roll 5s or 6s. And we got 1 hit. Okay, that's good. So a shell gun is heavy and area. So, you know what? She would have needed a 6 because it's heavy. So she would not have hit. So, unfortunately, that's a miss. Now Ajax is going to go next. He also sees that front guy. He is going to go, he has a movement of 5. So he has a movement of 5 to there. And he has a straight shot right there. Pew, pew. 2 shots. The guy has cover from, actually, wait a second. That guy is not behind the red line. So that guy specifically does not have cover. So needs a 5 or 6. Ajax has a combat of 2, so needs a 3, 4, 5, or 6. And I hit twice. That would have hit anyways. So even with cover. Dang it, I should have rolled them separately. So I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna scratch that. I'm gonna roll them separately because if I take out this first guy, I want to take out another. And he hits with the first one. Rolling to wound is gonna be a 6. So he takes out this first guy. Okay. Now he's got to hit the next guy. Also behind, this one is behind cover, so he needs a 5 or 6. +2, so he needs a 3, 4, 5, or 6. And he gets that 3. See what happens to the leader. Oh, that's a cockeyed. Okay, that's just going to put a stun on the leader, and that's good. I would have felt bad if he would have killed the leader. But once again, and he goes back 1 inch. So that's the leader. So once again, Ajax starting off strong. And now it is the enemy's turn. Okay, so now for the enemy's turn. We're going to go left to right. Or right to left, excuse me. Now he is defensive enemy, so he will advance to within weapons range, but will remain in his half of the table. So his half of the table is this corner, so he can get, he has a movement of 4, and he can dash. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can effectively, he can move 4 inches instead of 6 inches through the terrain, doing the weird math. So he gets there. He doesn't have a shot. Oh, he does have a shot at Ajax. Okay, and that is going to be. Uh-oh, that's a scary shot actually, right there. But he dashed, so he actually cannot shoot yet. Okay, now so the captain here, or the leader, is going to try to get within cover. He has a movement of. He is cautious, so he will remain. If he's in sight and range. So he's not in range because he only has a pistol of 12. So he's not in range, so he's going to try to move to cover. And since their speed is 5, he is going to book it up to here. He can't use his dash because he's stunned. Now this guy has a shotgun. Again, we're going left to right. Or right to left, sorry. And he needs to get within 12 inches. So he needs to get to here to get shoot it. At Ajax. He also could get to here to shoot at Lynn. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to go to 5. So he's going to be about a ½ inch short. And then he's going to go into cover. So he's in cover. He's going to dash into cover, and he's going to be stuck there. So now In fact, he's going to move a little bit further into cover just so his buddy can get a shot. So we have 2 shots there. I think this is within 12. Still out of range, so he can't actually get there. So he will, did I say he moved 5? Yeah, 5 was to there. He had a stun, so he's fine. So he's done, he's done, he's done. Now I have these guys. Now these guys are also cautious enemies, so they will try to get in range. Now he has a small gun, so he needs to get to within 12 inches of her also. And the only shot I see is him getting into here. So he's going to move 4. He can't quite get in. 4. And then he's can't quite get in, so he's not going to get the shot off this turn. And that's okay. We'll make it so he can get the shot next turn. And this guy with military rifles, now he can like move to here, and that's what he would do. I could see him doing that. Still a cover shot to her, but he has a shot and within range with the military rifle. I don't want to go too easy on myself and not have any shots against the team. So this guy's taking his long range pot shot at Lynn Scott. He's in cover because he's in his. Okay, so I haven't taken the shot yet. He's in cover because he's in his little home field advantage zone. And let me make sure he has a shot still. Yes, he's going to get a shot right there. Going to be some cover from, well, she's behind cover anyways. So it takes a 6 to hit Lynn Scott. So we'll see. Oh, and a 5. That's, oh man, that's close. He didn't aim, and aiming doesn't matter in this case. So now, lastly, we got these 2 gentlemen here. And these ones right, let's see, these guys right here. Move the camera a little bit so you can see. Okay, these guys at the left. Now they have a shot up at the top there, you can see. Okay, here's a little bit of better angle. Now this guy doesn't have a shot yet. So the shell gunner is gonna move up. He's gonna go 4 to there. He's gonna get us. He's gonna be able to see everybody, but everybody he can shoot right now has cover, so he'd need a 6, so he'd actually need a 7. So he can't hit anybody right now on the move because of his heavy weapon. I will give them a chance, a 6, and then a 4, 5, or 6. That's the way we used to do it in the old days if you needed a 6 and it was higher than that. So I don't see any rule for it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and try. Now he has clear line of sight to both. Lynn Scott is the closest, so that's who he's gonna fire at. So he's gonna get 2 shots on 6s, and he got none. So he did not hit. Okay. The last guy is going to also move up to here. So now they're both at the edge and they both have shots. The way they're set up is pretty smart because they have shots to the left and shots to the right. Everybody has cover right now, but it is what it is. So we're going to roll. Needs a 6 to hit Kelsa. He's not going to hit Kelsa. And that's the end of the opposing turn. Okay, so that was a lucky first turn. So we're going to go with the research scientist. She is going to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she has 2 to get into cover. She has to get to this thing here. So she is going to run right behind her because nobody's going to really get a shot at her. In fact, she's going to scoot back just a little bit so she's not the closest. Actually, that shell gunner still has a shot at her. That's going to be tough. So she's actually going to go this way into the cover. Yeah, she's actually just going to move into cover to be smart right there. Okay, so she's done. Vector down here is going to, he's going to do a flanking maneuver. And he's going to move his 6 to there. Wouldn't have a shot there. Even if he did, he's not too good with it. So he's going to move his additional 2 to there. So he is not able to be seen yet. Now over here, our bio-enhanced human Kelsa wants to get into cover. And she's going to run her full 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And she's going to take 2 to get into cover there. That's going to slow her down a little bit, but she doesn't want to be at the mercy of the enemy there. So Odessa is going to also go. Now she has a movement of, actually I got to check what Odessa's movement is. Odessa has a movement of 5, speed 5. So she can move 7, but every 2 adds a 1. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That adds +2. Now she has 1 inch left, and she is, for her dash, she's just going to get up to there. She's going to do the same thing because she has the same move. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's add +2 is 6, 7. So she's going to get to there. So all of them now are in cover and shootable. In fact, they're going to get out of the range of shooting this turn, so that way they're not available targets. Oh, you know what? They're going to put themselves out there for the reasoning that they're all expendable for the VIP, and they know that, right? They know that they have to solve the mission, and they can't let the VIP get shot first. So they're putting themselves out there. And that, folks, is the end of turn 1. Okay, so at the end of turn 1, we had 1 panic check, so on a 1 or 2. And nope, so this guy goes away. Turn this to turn 2. And we continue with turn 2. So now we have 7 dice, so we got to roll for reaction. And we got a couple of 2s and a 1. So let's see where we go with those. So now the people that you can utilize the 2s are Vector, Ember, Odessa, and Bria's not here. So Vector, Ember, or Odessa. So I don't think any of them have a shot that would matter right now. So Vector is going to he's not super useful right now. Ember won't have a shot. So Odessa has a shot. So yeah, I'm going to give the 2 dice to Odessa, the first one. Vector will get the other one. Actually, no, Ember's going to get the other one. So those 2 will get that one, and then the 1 dice will go to... I actually think Ajax is probably going to be the person who's going to want to get out of cover of the special guy. Okay, so this is how I have it. So the 2s and the 1s are going to go first. First, Ajax is going to, let's see. He has some shots against people in cover. He actually wants to stay in cover. So he is going to just fall back slightly to here, get into cover. In fact, with this bush is so light, he's just going to get in the bushes and he can shoot out of there however he likes. And he's going to take both of his shots. We'll take this dice and this dice against this guy right here, who's also in cover. But since he has a +2, he needs a 4, 5, or 6 to hit him. Okay, we're going to get 1 hit, and we're going to see what happens to him. And that's going to take him out. So it would normally take him out, but he has 1 luck. Let me see if he has a save throw also. So, nope, just the luck. So when you're doing the luck, you randomize which way he disappears to, because he like deftly dodges out of the way. And so he's only going to go 1 inch back this way. So he's actually still able to shoot. But he does get, oh no, his stuns are cleared from that. So he just lost his luck. But that is a, oh, that reminds me, Ajax gets that first experience point. So we got to write that down. Okay, so Ajax is done. Now it's the Ember and Odessa. Okay, so now it's Odessa's turn. And she's going to go 1, 2, add a 3rd for the moving through terrain, 4, 5. Now, oops, I accidentally moved her back. She had she's moving just forward enough to be able to get line of sight on that guy. Yep, okay. So she has a shot, and it's a focused shotgun shot. She has a +1 combat. She's long range, so she needs 6s. Now she needs 5s or 6s on 2 dice. She's going to get 1. So that's going to hit that guy for a 4. So that's actually going to take him out. So that's casualty 1 of turn 2. Now, so that's nice. And now And Bertavros here is, let's see, who's her target? She really wants to get that shell gunner. So she's going to go, ooh, this is a good idea. So, one, two, add a third. 4, 5. Now, she doesn't have a shot yet, and she's going to actually, oh, wait, she has a shot over there. Now she's not going to take it because she doesn't have range. So she's going to keep that shot. She's going to be in cover. She can dash 6, so she's actually going to dash to here and stay behind hard cover. Okay, and now it is the enemy's turn. Okay, so turn 2 for the enemies. Once again, I'm going to use this purple dice here for him. He's going to have his plasma shot, and it's going to be at Lynn Scott. Oh, I should have made her move first instead of Ajax. Well, no, she still has cover, so that's probably why I did that. So it's focused. So 2 shots against Lynn Scott. Let me find another dice that I like. Okay, well, I got these 2. So 2 shots at Lynn Scott from plasma rifle. That's going to cross some terrain, so she's going to get light cover. So she's going to get, it's still going to be 6s. Needing to hit her, and that 5 or 6 will miss because he does not have a +1. He does not have a +1 combat because he's an investigator. He's not a combatant really, and that's unfortunate. Well, it's fortunate for Lynn, but so that's the end of him. Now this guy, the leader here, he is a cautious enemy still, so. Okay, so I had to check again for cautious enemy, and a cautious enemy means he will move to within range of shooting, so he needs to get to there. So he would try to stay in cover though, so he either has to go out of cover or get in range. So, but he could move to there, and that's what he's going to do. So 5 inches to hide behind this patch of goodies, and that's where he's going to take his shot from. So he still needs a 6. Actually, yeah, he still needs a 6 because he's firing over all this this debris and stuff. So he's gonna miss. Now this guy actually has to move because his boss just ran right in front of him. You know how that goes. So he's gonna go 1, 2, add a third. He can go 2 more, but he's got to try to stay in cover. So he can go this way to try to get a better shot, and he's going to still be in cover from her because of all that, again, the campsite debris, shooting over the fireplace, and he needs, oh, it's cockeyed, he needs a 6 to hit. He's not going to hit. Okay, so lots of fire coming at Lynn. She's got a good position, and she's locking down the campsite there. Let's see, next is this cowboy here. He does not, let's see, he has line of sight. I think he had to move a little bit to get range, so he's going to have to move. He's going to move like right to there. And now he has a shot. And what they don't realize is they're grouping up really nicely for her shell gun. He's not going to hit, so he's missing 2. Okay, so this guy in the back here, also had a shot, but his buddy, in eagerness to get a shot, just moved in the way. So he, being a cautious enemy, can, let's see, they will try to establish line of sight. They will advance or remain behind terrain features. Since he's in cover at all times, he's actually going to move this way to there. And I think now he's still in cover. I can't shoot Lynn. He's got a shot at Ajax through that cover, so he's going to shoot at Ajax. Needs a 6, but still. Oh, rolled a 2. And he got a little extra movement there. He's got to stay in his little cover zone there. So that's where he would go. So these guys are not that scary. They're not doing very great, but they're doing decent. Now, this guy, he has a couple options. I think Odessa is not in line of sight. That guy is in line of sight, in cover. Or Lynn Scott is in cover, so I got to check to see if they're cautious. In sight and in range will remain where they are and take aim shot. So he's going to take an aim shot at Lynn. So he doesn't, maybe he didn't realize that over here, Odessa took out his friend behind him with all the firefights. So he's going to take a shot. Again, he has a shell gun. This time it's not a -1, and it's a heavy. So it's a heavy 2. 1s and 2s, but it's aimed, so he gets to re-roll that to hit. And it's still going to miss. So that is the end of the enemy's turn of turn 2, and now the heroes will get to go. So first we have Vector down here at the bottom. Now, he has a difficult approach, so he's actually gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's his movement. He can dash 2 more, so he will dash both of it right into the cover. Now they are both in cover now, and neither of them can shoot each other because they can't see all the way through that cover. Okay, now the scientist is going to continue her jog forward. So she's going to go 1, 2, add 1 for 3, 4, 5, and then she has 2 to dash. So she's actually going to get to the thing. Now let me check. So this is brave and heroic, but let me make sure what the objective states again, just to be 100% clear. So let's see. So she has to stay within 3 inches of the center of the table, which is that thing, to win. If you do this in the first 4 rounds of the game, you would earn additional 2 credits. So she has to stay a full round within 3 inches. That's it? A full round? Okay. So she's actually doesn't have to go that far to satisfy the need of the mission. She actually only has to go to here to get cover, and maybe she's fiddling with this computer instead, and that's how she's going to win the game. So now from here on until her turn again, she's got to stay there safely. Okay, now Lynn, realizing that that's what she did, Lynn is going to because there's a wide open shot there, Lynn is going to be brave, and she is going to try to do a game-changing move here. So she's going to go here into the open to block. She's going to take cover from that one. She's going to take cover from him. Wide open shot to him. Cover from him. Okay. Now she's going to shoot her shell gun, which is normally needs a 3 or better to hit at this distance. -1 for moving, because it's a heavy weapon. +1 for her combat, so now it's back to 3+. 2 shots. And I'm gonna she's gonna hit him once, and she's gonna wound him. So she blows him up. Second casualty. Now that I've rolled, I get to roll to hit this guy again, and that guy, because he's within 2 also. So first one does not hit. Second one, it's a cockeyed, but most likely it does not hit. The dice always know. No, it's actually going to hit that one, but not this one, because she shot it right behind. And let's see what happens to him. He's out too. So that is well done. She kind of cleared the path there for the scientist to start downloading the data. Now Kelsa is going to move 1, 2, and then add 1. 3, 4, 5. So she's there. She has a shot at this guy. And she's going to take a hand cannon shot. Now she moved. Let's see if the hand cannon is within range. That's 6 inches, 7, 8 inches. So yes, definitely in range. And so in range, she needs a 6 to hit for the cover. But +1 for her. She needs a 5 or 6. And there's that 5. Okay. So let's roll the wound. She's only going to hit him for a 2, so that's going to be a stun. And it's going to knock him back an inch. So from that angle, so he goes to there. So the leader is stunned and actually a little more out in the open. So maybe if Ajax, moves right around here to the left, I can get a nice open shot at him. So we'll see how that works out. But that was the end of Kelsa's move, and that is the end of turn 2. So now we had 3 casualties that turn: the cowboy, shotgunner, looks like, and 1 marksman on the right-hand side. So 1s and 2s is their panic. And those are 100%. This is their home turf. They are not running. They don't want to run. So that's the end of turn 2. So end of turn 2. Turn this to turn 3. These 3 casualties get moved off the board. So there's been 4 casualties on the enemy side now. Okay, the last thing we do at the end of round 2 is we're going to roll for the random battle event. And these are optional, so you don't have to do them, but I like to throw them in every once in a while. I think things are going too well for us, so we want to kind of add a little bit of excitement to the mission. Okay, 63. Desperate plan. A random figure in your crew cannot act next round, but instead select another figure of choice that may act in both the quick and slow action phases. So someone in my crew cannot act. So we're just going to go down the sheet and roll a d6. And it's going to be the last person on the crew list. So let's see. It's not Vector, Ember, Ajax, Lynn, Odessa. It's Kelsa. So Kelsa cannot act, but we're going to see who gets to act twice. Vector gets to go twice. So this is the plan. So we're going to now roll. So he automatically gets to go. I'm just going to put a 1 there now. And then I'm also going to put a dice, or a gotta go next token, right? And then I'm going to roll for the other 4 plus 1 for the scientist. Okay, so now we only got a 2. And let's see who has a 2 besides Vector. So Vector can't use that 2. So Ember and Odessa both can use that. So this tag team up over here gets to go, one of them, and we're gonna have Odessa step out first and shoot. If she can't handle it, then Ember can go. And then let's see. So we're gonna go ahead and put the Ajax token. Lynn Scott's token. Oh man, oh no, I can't choose because Lynn doesn't have a 2 reaction. Yeah, so unfortunately she's still stuck in there. I was hoping I'd get a 1, but I didn't. So, all right. So first turn, we are going to have Ajax, and he is going to move up, and he's just gonna get into charge range, or into charge, and I'm pretty sure 6 movement, so he gets 4 movement. Yeah, 4 move gets into charge. So he gets to go there, and then he's going to go right off the bat. He's going to roll his combat. So he gets another action here. But we're going to go with him first. So he's going to hit easily, and actually the bad guy takes a second hit. So, and that's going to take him out. So Vector moves up with his glare sword, just chops the guy down. All right, so that's the first casualty of number 3. So now Vector took out a unique individual, so he's going to get an extra experience point. So I got to write that down. Okay. Now, let's see. So that was his turn. He still got to move, and now Odessa gets to go. And Odessa is going to move up. And this is probably pretty risky, but she wants to... Actually, that guy's he's in cover, so it doesn't make sense for her to do that. She's just going to move, stay there, and she's going to take her 2 shots. She needs a 5 or 6 to hit. And she does not hit, so I guess she should have aimed, but she did not. Okay, so that's the end of their turn. So now all the bad guys get to go. Okay, so first one's first. This guy, the leader here, is going to take a shot. He has a +1 because he's the leader. And he needs to roll. She's out in the open, so he needs... Well, I mean, I guess there is this bag, and someone's going to yell at me for that, but I'm going to say it's a wide open shot. And he's going to hit, so that didn't really matter anyways, whichever choice I chose. Lynn Scott is going to take a stun. Well, that's lucky. And then let's see. So this guy here, he actually, he can't see Vector because Vector's too far in the woods from him, not an inch away. So he is going to maneuver to get a shot. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's actually going to move this way. And take a shot at Lynn, needing a 6 because of the cover. That is not going to hit. All right. And then this guy is going to, she's closest and in cover. Lynn's in cover from there. And the scientist is also in cover, so he always has to go to the closest one. So he's going to aim and shoot at her. So he's going to hit with a 6. And he's going to take her out with a 6. And since it's a shell gun, he has another shot. Oh, no, it's focused. Oh, but it's area, so that means now I get to roll to see if Ember Tavros gets hit by that. And Ember also gets hit with a 6. Wow, 3 6s in a row with this dice. But does not wound her, thank goodness. Damage plus, shell gun, no. So no damage plus. So Ember is going to take a stun and get knocked back slightly. Okay, well that was good for the enemy, not good for our team. And that is the end of the enemy's phase. Now, let's see. Ember, she would have to move or shoot. And she's going to, she's not going to do that yet. Okay, so Lynn's going to go first. And she's tough, man. She's going to stay in front of the scientist so that way that guy can't get a shot off her. She's just standing there taking any fire. But she is going to take a shot right there with her shell gun. Now, without moving, her shell gun needs 6s to hit him, +1, so 5s. That's going to be a hit. So that's going to hit him, and he's going to not get wounded again. So he's going to take a stun again, and she will lose her stun, so he now has the stun. Let's see. She can't go. She can't really get anywhere. So she's just gonna hug the stone, not do anything there. So let's see how this plays out. So Vector is going to move up to here and shoot that leader with his beam pistol. That's gonna hit with a 4 because a 4 plus his 2 is, for the wide open shot, it's pretty easy. And that's gonna take the leader out. That's another casualty for the team. And then, so now all we have left is Ajax to go. Ajax is going to be brave. Move up to here. And draw a nice line of sight right to that guy. And he's going to take 2 shots because there's no one within 3 to take the other shot. So you normally need a 6, 5, 4. He rolled a 2, so that one doesn't work. But this one does hit. Nope. That's going to be a 3. Their toughness, I believe, is 3 or 4. Their toughness is 4, so she's just going to take a stun from that. So we have a guy stunned there. And that, folks, is the end of round 3. So now, there were 2 casualties in round 3 for the enemy. And it's going to start to pick up speed here as we take them all out. So, 2 casualties on 1s and 2s, those guys run away. All right, one of them is going to run away. The guy closest to the table edge does bail. So that was probably their best hope of doing any kind of comeback. But this guy doesn't, guy over here doesn't see him. So it's going to be the start of the next turn. So the team has 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? Defensive enemies might have a different, and I'm going to check that real quick. Okay, so since the team has achieved their objective, this last guy will bail on a 1 or 2. Since they're defensive, you roll 2 dice, or only on 1s. And I did not bail, so he is, I did not roll 1, so he's going to continue on with the fight. So it is now turn 4. And we roll now only 5. Oh, actually, that is the win condition. So the scientist has gathered the data. Now we just continue on to see if we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6 dice, and only 1s and 2s go. So Lynn is going to go with her 1, and then you know what? Ember's actually going to go next. So that's going to be this team's start phase. Okay, so to start the ball rolling, Lynn Scott is going to try to finish the job. So she has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's actually not in cover from her there. So she's going to take her 2 shots, which is just within 6. Just needs a 3, 4, 5, or 6. And she's going to hit twice with a 6 and a 3. And she is going to blast him off his feet, and that will be the end of the game. So win condition happened, and that is all, folks. And just a little bit about the enemies we're facing, because I know everybody likes to know where I got these miniatures. So these 2, pretty sure Core Space. Yeah, they're from Core Space. Again, not sure if they're core miniatures or Kickstarter exclusives or something, but they're probably easily findable on Core Space. They're from the Core Space range. These 5 here are Gale Force 9's Fireflies, Browncoats, and Brigands miniatures. You get some cowboy types, and these are those 5, and you also get some ganger types. And you guys will see those in another video soon, since I got them all painted up also. And then lastly, this guy is he's a hero in Blacklist Games, the one of the Street Masters from the Kickstarter, and so he's actually kind of hard to get, I would think, unless you get the whole game. But I thought he fit in with these guys pretty well, and I needed an extra, so I painted him up too. And now for everyone's favorite, the post-battle sequence. Now, first thing is for the Protect mission. If you achieve the victory within the first 4 rounds of the game, you earn additional 2 credits in pay. So we're starting off strong there with 2 credits. Okay. We did get the notable curious sight because we held the field. So I get to roll to see what that is, and I rolled a 6. You saw that. So what do I get for that? Roll on the loot table, page 131. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to do that during the loot time, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. And I'm going to check for anything else. I don't think we get anything else for them. Okay, good. So now straight to the post-battle sequence. So resolve rival status. If you fought an opponent that isn't a rival and held the field, roll a d6. 6. That's not going. So they're not going to be rivals. Resolve patron status. Balun Altair is already a patron. And determine quest progress is not part of a quest. So if you have obtained any quest rumors, this is not part of a quest. So get paid. Roll d6 and pay. Oh, and there's my 2. That's no good. Let's see. If you won the mission by completing an objective, can roll a 1, 2, or a 3. Counts as a 3. So I do get an additional 3 credits there. So we'll write that down. 3 for pay. Okay. Oh, we get to add the danger pay. So how much danger pay is there? I have to check. I think it was 2 or 3 plus danger pay. I'm just going to write plus danger, and once I get up to my computer, I'll remember that. Okay, battlefield finds. Get to search through and roll a D100. grab one of those real fast with my D100s. All right. All right, glittery dice is the 10. So a 42 is going to get me a starship part. All right. So write that down. 42 starship part. Battlefield find. Okay. Now we check for invasion. If the enemy you listed is an invasion threat, these guys are not an invasion threat. And you know, this is my 9th game, and after watching other people's videos, I realized I'm not supposed to be rolling it every time, only for threats that are invasion threats. Okay, so I don't have to check for invasion, which is nice. Gather the loot. So roll once on the loot table. I actually get to roll twice. So let's do that. Page 131. I know it by heart now because I'm always griping about the fact that it's not in order. Let's see. So loot, once again, glitter high. A 35 gives me damaged weapons. So I roll twice on the damaged weapon table. So on the weapon subtable. So a 11 and a 32. So I got both of them are slug type weapons, which totally makes sense considering these rustic cowpoke types are the ones that I just got the weapons from. So a 22 is a machine pistol, and a double-aught is a rattle gun. Ooh, excellent. So I have a damaged machine pistol and a damaged rattle gun. All right. Wow, I'm really starting to pick up some nice pieces. That's good. I get another loot roll on the loot table. I didn't do that one yet. And a 50 is a piece of gear. Roll once on the gear subtable. So an 18 is going to be on the gear subtable is a gun mod. Cool. And finally we get a gun mod that's not broken. So a 007 or a 77 or an aught 7 means I got another assault blade. Now, okay. Not great, but if I'm not a pistol guy, I mean, it's not bad on that needle rifle that, you know, if Ajax ever gets assaulted, that'll be a problem. I'll probably put one on Lynn Scott's gun too. Maybe the shell gun. Okay, so I'm all done with loot. So now it's the, what everybody's waiting for, does not want to see if anything happens to Odessa Lock. So, where is postback? Okay, here it is, the injury table. So Odessa is gonna, again, I like to use story points on my characters, and so I'm gonna use a story point right now. So I can roll twice to see which one I want. So a 33, which would have meant she had a crippling wound, or a 41, which is also a crippling wound. So it doesn't matter. I lose 3 credits now for surgery or suffer a permanent -1 to the highest of speed or toughness. So she would be walking with a limp. I really don't want that. I will spend my 3 regular pay credits to give her immediate surgery, and she will also take D6 turns in sickbay. So she's going to be 3 turns in sickbay. That's not good. Okay, I do have like medical patches. I gotta see what that does real quick. So I'm gonna go back to 131. No, it's not a 131. It's a med patch. Let me check to see, because I might be using that right now. Med patch or pack? I don't remember which one. So I'm gonna try to search for it. And nothing found, so it's probably hyphenated. So let's try that. P. There it is, 7681. Oh, I gotta search again because it's not actually there. Okay, here we go. So a med patch Character recovering from an injury may subtract 1 campaign turn from the recovery duration. If this reduces it to 0 use, they may act normally this turn. So it's already 3 turns. I'm going to not use the patch yet until I feel like I need it in later rounds. So back to 120 for the post battle. Okay, so now it's experience and character upgrades. So for this one, let's see. Vector got the unique individual, and he, let's see, he survived in 1, so he gets +4. Ember survived, got +3. Ajax survived and got the first kill, so he is now at 5 because he had 1 left over. Lynn Scott is now at 4 because she had 1 left over. Odessa became a casualty, so she gets 1. Bria was not in combat. Kelsa Winters gets 3. So she is now at 5 because she had 2 banked. So that's what there's nobody who's going to level. I guess I could level up a savvy or a speed on a couple of them. Ooh, Kelsa could go up, or Ajax could go up. He has savvy 2 already. Speed 5. I don't mind his speed going up to speed 6. So Ajax's speed goes up to speed 6, help him get him into a better shooting position. I think that's useful. Okay, we are not investing in advanced training. Still don't have the money. I don't have money to purchase any items this time. Not that I really need anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and start rolling for the campaign events. I'm not tracking any planets for Galactic War Progress, so it's just campaign event and character event. So let's see what happens. All right, for the campaign event. Got a 69, dude. That is, during routine maintenance, the gravitational adjuster got knocked out of alignment. Your ship suffers D6 hull point damage. 1 hull point damage. Okay, so my ship's got a little bit of damage. Luckily, I got a ton of parts in reserve. And let's see for the character. Again, D6. It's going to be Kelsa again. Let's see what happens to Kelsa. Uh-oh. Is that good or bad? 41 for the character event. Earn a little on the side. She gets 2 extra credits because she had something. So that helps mitigate my credit losses. So, and that is the end of this match. All right, folks, we're coming up on game 10 where I'm going to try a red game soon. So hope you enjoyed the adventure, and we'll see you soon.